An inheritance has been kept for you in a vault that no fear has ever broken into. Not the strength you keep running out of, not the answer you keep demanding from the sky, not the rescue you keep begging strangers to be, a portion sealed with your name. I am unsealing it as you hear my voice. There is something I have been holding back from telling you, and the time for that silence is over. You have been treating your desperation as proof that there is nothing left. You have read the empty feeling in your chest as a final verdict, and I have stood here the whole time, holding the storehouse that belongs to you, watching you search the ground for crumbs, while a legacy waits with your name written across it. I owe you this honesty. The peace you cannot manufacture on your own was never meant to be manufactured. It was meant to be inherited, and what is inherited does not depend on how well you performed the day you received it. It depends only on whose child you are. So before I say anything else, breathe with me. 3 slow breaths in and out. Let the first one go all the way down. Let the second one loosen what your shoulders have been gripping. Let the third one arrive somewhere quiet inside you. There is no rush here. The vault is not going anywhere. The portion does not expire. I simply want you present enough to receive what has been yours for longer than you have been alive. You came into this moment carrying a particular kind of exhaustion, not the kind that sleep fixes, the kind that comes from being your own provider, your own defender, your own source of hope, your own last line of strength. You have been functioning as the entire estate and the lone heir at the same time, and it is breaking you. And I am telling you now plainly that this arrangement was never the plan. You are not the one who has to generate the way out. You never were. I want you to hear how much weight just left the sentence when I said that. The desperation you feel is not the truth about your situation. It is the feeling of a child who has forgotten there is an inheritance, standing in a field, certain that the crumbs others drop are all there is to eat. Look at how you have been living. You wake, and the first thing your mind does is count what is missing. You move through the hours doing the math of scarcity. Not enough time, not enough money, not enough margin, not enough left of you to give. You lie down and the counting does not stop. It only changes its costume. And underneath all of that, arithmetic is one quiet, unexamined belief that everything depends on you, and you are nearly out. I want to reach into that belief and pull it up by the root, because it is a lie, and it has been exhausting you for years. Let me reframe the thing you have been calling your emergency. You have been looking at your circumstance and naming it, no way out, dead end, too late. And from where you stand on the ground in the field, those words feel accurate, but you have been reading the situation with the eyes of someone who has been disinherited. You are not disinherited. You were chosen before the foundation of the world. You were written into the will before you took your first breath, and the trouble in front of you was never large enough to revoke that. Think about what an inheritance actually is. It is not a wage. A wage is something you trade your effort for, and when your effort runs out, the wage stops. An inheritance is different in kind. It comes to you because of a relationship, not because of a performance. A child does not earn a place in the family by being useful. The child belongs first, and everything that belongs to the family belongs to the child by virtue of belonging. That is the category you live in with me. Not employee, not applicant. Heir. And the day you grasp the difference between those two words is the day the desperation begins to lose its grip on you. You have lived so long inside the logic of the wage that you may not even notice you are doing it. You wake up already owing. You move through the day trying to balance an account that never quite balances. You measure your right to rest by how much you produced. You measure your right to be loved by how useful you were. And at the end, no matter what you did, the feeling that you are behind does not lift, because the wage system is built so that you can never finally arrive. There is always one more day of earning, I am inviting you out of that system entirely, not to a better job in it, out of it, into a household where your standing was settled before you began, and nothing you do today can raise it, and nothing you fail at today can lower it. And I know what rises in you when I say that, because you have been trained to distrust it. A part of you thinks, if my standing does not depend on my effort, then my effort does not matter, and I will become careless. But that is the wage system speaking, and it has the order backwards. You do not work in order to be loved. You work because you are loved, and the love came first, and the love is the source the work flows out of, not the prize the work is chasing. A child who knows the estate is theirs does not become lazy. The child becomes free, free to build, to give, to risk, to love others, without first calculating what it costs. The inheritance does not make you idle, it makes you generous, because for the first time you are not working out of fear of running out. Here is the truth you did not know, the one I have been waiting to hand you. Your desperation has been living in the future. Every time the panic rises, notice where it is pointing. It is pointing at a tomorrow you have not reached. It is rehearsing a collapse that has not happened. It is spending today's strength on a disaster it has only imagined. And I do not live in that imagined future. I am not waiting for you out there in the worst version of the story. I am here in this moment. In the room your breath is filling right now. The solution you are desperate for is not somewhere ahead of you. It is a presence beside you, and that presence has already begun to pour. You have asked me in the quiet why I let the silence go on so long. I will answer you. It was never silence. It was a storehouse being filled. While you were certain nothing was happening, the vault was not empty. It was being stocked, provision in the storehouse, bread on the table that is coming, peace folded and set aside, years being added to your life that you have not lived yet. The answer to the prayer you almost stopped praying, kept, sealed, undefiled, waiting for the moment you would be quiet enough to receive it instead of demanding it. And what is kept for you cannot rust. It cannot be stolen. No accuser can break the seal. No enemy can reach into that vault. The portion does not fade because the world had a hard year. It does not shrink because you had a season of weak faith. It is imperishable because the one keeping it does not change. I am the same yesterday, and today, and into every age you will ever see. That is why your inheritance is safe, even on the days you cannot feel it. Its security was never resting on your feelings. It was resting on me. Your feelings rise and fall like weather. The vault was carved into something deeper than weather. Consider how much of your fear comes from living in a world where everything you treasure can be reached. The savings can be spent, the health can fail, the relationship can end, the job can be taken. The thing you built can be undone by someone else's decision. You have been bracing your whole life because on some level you know that nothing you can see is finally safe. And you are not wrong about the things you can see. They can all be reached. That is exactly why I have kept your true inheritance somewhere that cannot be reached. It is stored where moth and rust do not work, where thieves do not break in, where the markets do not crash, and the seasons do not turn against it. I did not do that to keep it far from you. I did that to keep it safe for you. Distance from decay is not distance from your hands. It is the only way your hands could ever truly hold something forever. So when the panic tells you that you could lose everything, answer it honestly. Yes, you could lose much of what you can see. That has always been true, and pretending otherwise would not comfort you. But the part of your portion that actually matters, the part that holds your peace, your sonship, your future, your true face, your place in the family, that part is not in the reachable world. It is in the vault, and the panic has no key to the vault. It never did. I know there is a part of you right now that wants to believe this and is afraid to. You have hoped before. You have leaned your weight on promises that buckled. People left, family that you ache to keep near, drifted into their own lives. The arms you reached for turned out to be borrowed, and they let go first. So when I speak to you of an inheritance that holds, something in you flinches, because the last time you trusted, you got hurt. God bless you. Hear me gently. The people who failed you were not built to be your inheritance. They were never the storehouse. They were fellow heirs, just as tired, just as empty-handed, searching the same field. To ask them to be your source was to ask a thirsty person to be your river. That is why it failed. It was not a sign that you are unlovable. It was a sign that you are looking for an eternal thing in a place that could only ever give you something temporary. Their love, even at its best, was a cup. It could be poured out. It could run dry. It could be withdrawn on a hard day. You were not wrong to want love. You were only reaching into a cup and asking it to be an ocean. I am not borrowed. I do not let go first. I do not run out of what you need halfway through the year. The love I am handing you was not pulled together at the last minute from whatever was available. It was set aside for you from the foundation of the world, and it has been gaining weight ever since. It is not a cup. It is the ocean. The cups were always trying and failing to imitate. If these words are reaching something real in you, leave the word kept in the comments. Not for me, for your own heart. As a marker, so that on the days the desperation tries to return, you can look back and remember that you once heard clearly that something has been kept for you that nothing can touch. Now, I need you to do something with your body, because the truth needs more than your thoughts to land. Tilt your head slightly toward the ceiling. Not far, just enough that your gaze lifts off the ground you have been staring at. That posture itself is a kind of confession. For a long time you have been a person looking down at the crumbs, at the field, at the dead end, at your own hands and how empty they look. Lift your gaze just slightly now, because the inheritance does not come up out of the soil you have been studying. It comes down. It is handed to you from above by a father, and you have to lift your eyes a little to see the hand that is already extended. While your gaze is lifted, let me tell you what is in the portion that has your name on it. There is peace in there, not the brittle calm you build by controlling every variable. Real peace. The kind that holds even when the variables refuse to cooperate. The kind that does not need the storm to stop in order to exist. I am taking it out of the storehouse now and pouring it into the exact place in your chest where the anxiety has been living. Feel the trade happening. The tension is being drawn out. Something settled is being poured in. You did not generate this peace, and you cannot lose it the way you lose the kind you manufacture, because this kind did not come from your effort. It came from the vault. There is restored sight in there. You have been moving through your life with cloth over your eyes that an enemy tied there long ago, and you got so used to it you forgot it was there. Today I am loosening it. You are going to start seeing the small things again. The friend who calls at the right moment. The door that opens that you did not push. The relative who comes back after years away. The danger you walked past without ever knowing it was there. Those were never coincidence. They were correspondence. They were me, writing to you in a language you had stopped reading. Your sight is being given back. And once you see clearly, you will be astonished at how much I was already doing while you believed I was doing nothing. There is a future in there, not a vague better someday. A plan, prepared and specific, that no opposition can finally cancel. I have a plan for your life, and the people lined up against it do not get a vote on whether it comes to pass. They can shout through one door. They will leave ashamed through another. The plan stands. It was deeded to you, and I do not break what I have deeded, even if the full harvest of it ripens slowly. even if some of it grows after a long wait. It is coming because I signed it, and my signature does not fade. And there is your own true face in there. This may be the hardest piece for you to receive, so I will say it slowly. You have spent years believing that your worth is something you have to earn back, day by day, with performance, with usefulness, with being the one who carries everyone. I am not calculating your worth from your wins. I chose you before you had a single win to show me. I looked at you and selected you, and the selecting came first, before you had done anything at all to deserve being selected. That is what it means to be an heir. The inheritance is not wages. It is family. You did not earn your way into the will. You were born into it the moment I called you mine, so stop gathering crumbs. I mean that with all my tenderness, but I also mean it firmly. Stop bending down in that field. Stop scrambling for the scraps that other people let fall. Stop building your sense of having enough out of leftovers. You have your own portion. You have a father who receives you with open arms, who heals you, who lifts you, who steadies you, who keeps watch over you in the night you cannot see through. The crumbs were never your inheritance. They were just what was within reach while you forgot the vault existed. Let me say something about the field itself, because you have spent so long in it. The field is the place where you live, as though everything is scarce. It is the place where you measure your value by how much you are needed, where you keep score of who thanked you and who did not, where you accept the leftover affection of people who could not give you more. The field is not evil, it is just small. It is just so much less than what is yours, and the enemy of your soul does not need to chain you to keep you in the field. He only needs you to forget that anything else exists. Desperation is not a chain. It is a forgetting, and I am here to make you remember. And notice how the field trains you. The longer you stay bent over in it, the more normal the bending feels. You begin to think that the ache in your back is just the shape a person is. You begin to call the scarcity realism, and the worry responsibility, and the exhaustion maturity. You start to suspect that anyone who speaks of an inheritance is naive, that they have not lived hard enough to know how the world really works. But hear me, it is not naive to remember the vault. It is the most accurate thing you could possibly do, because the vault is more real than the field. The field is the temporary arrangement. The inheritance is the permanent one. You have had it exactly backwards, treating the passing thing as solid, and the solid thing as a dream. So I am asking you to do something that will feel strange at first. Let yourself be a child again. Not childish, but a child. A child in a secure household does not lie awake doing the math of the estate. The child does not audit the storehouse. The child plays, rests, trusts, and receives, because the child knows there is a father who has already done the accounting and found it more than enough. You have been the anxious manager of your own life for so long that the role of trusting child feels almost forgotten. But it is not gone. It is in the portion too. I am handing it back to you. The capacity to rest, like someone who is provided for, that is part of your inheritance, and you are allowed to take it out and use it now. I know the desperation does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it is just a low hum under everything. A sense that you are behind, that there is no margin, that one more thing going wrong will be the thing that finally breaks you. Bring that low hum to me now, not cleaned up, not made presentable. You do not have to arrange your face before you come. You do not have to translate the ache into proper words. If all you have is the wordless weight, bring the wordless weight. I prefer your honesty to your performance. The tears that come when the words run out, let them come. They are not weakness. They are the pressure of something finally being released, and they water the ground where the new thing is already taking root. You have seen my hand in your life before. There were rescues you barely registered, provisions that arrived just in time, moments you should not have come through, and did. The problem is not that I have been absent. The problem is that the anxiety wraps itself around those memories and hides them in a corner where you cannot reach them. So let me bring them back out of the chest where they have been stored. Those old answered prayers are not gone. They are evidence. They are exhibits in your favor. And the same hand that signed them is signing what is coming next. A God who showed up that many times was never going to stop showing up now. Go back through it slowly with me. The door that opened when you were certain every door was closed. The provision that came from a direction you were not even watching. The person who said the right thing on the day you could not have survived the wrong thing. The illness that turned. The fear that looking back never actually came true. You called some of those luck. You called some of those coincidence. You let some of them pass without naming them at all because you were too deep in the next crisis to stop and notice. But I was keeping a record even when you were not, and the record is long. It is longer than the list of your disappointments. Though the disappointments feel louder because fear has a louder voice than gratitude. If you set them side by side honestly, every time I came through next to, every time you feared I would not, you would see that the fear has been a poor prophet. It has predicted your ruin again and again and again and again. It has been wrong. That is what I want you to do with the memory I am handing back to you. Not to live in the past, but to let the past testify. Let it be a witness in the room when the desperation tries to take the stand. The desperation will say, "There is no way through this one," and the memory will answer, "That is what you said last time, and the time before that, and you were standing here alive when you said it." Faithfulness that has a track record this long is not going to fail you on this particular morning. The God of all those rescues is the God of this one too. Here is something I need you to carry out of this moment. The blessing that is coming toward you is larger than the affliction you are facing right now. Hold those two things side by side and let the math settle whatever is pressing on you today. And I am not pretending it is small. It is smaller than what has been kept for you. Your problems are not eternal. The portion is everything that has nailed itself into your soul. Every grief, every disappointment, every fear that learned your name. All of it has an ending. The inheritance does not. One of those two things is temporary, and it is not the one you have been afraid of losing. Let me tell you what I see when I look at you, because you have been listening to the wrong description of yourself for too long. I see someone who has kept a tender heart in a hard world. I see someone who, after carrying so much, still bends down to help, still looks around for who else might need something. I see someone whose faith bent in the wind but did not snap. And that unbroken thread of trust, thin as it sometimes felt to you, has been pleasing to me the whole time. The voices that told you that you were behind, that you were too much, that you were not enough, they were not reading you accurately. They were reading their own fear and pinning it on you. Set their description down, pick up mine. I want to be honest about one more thing, because you have been carrying it quietly. You sometimes feel that you have failed. You bent your knees. You reached your limit. You hit a cold wall and could not push past it, and you read that as proof you are not enough. Hear me. Reaching the end of your own strength is not failure. It is the exact place where you finally discover that the inheritance was never resting on your strength to begin with. You knelt because you were tired, but the kneeling itself put you in the posture where the storehouse opens. You did not fail. You arrived. And when you arrive there, at the end of yourself, at the open vault, something in the order of things reverses. The people who stood against you, who shouted through one door, find themselves leaving ashamed through another. The accusations that the enemy keeps showing you, the old copy of a debt that was already nailed to the cross and cancelled, lose their power to frighten you because you can finally see they are only a copy with no signature on it. The original was paid. The account was settled. What the accuser holds up to your face is a forgery, and a forgery only works on someone who has forgotten what the real document says. You are being reminded right now what the real document says. It says heir. It says paid for. It says kept. So receive it. Not as a transaction you have to qualify for, as a gift handed down, with your name on the front of it. The vault is open. The seal is broken. The portion is being placed into your hands while you breathe. You do not have to be strong enough to deserve it. You only have to be quiet enough to take it. Let everything in you settle into this now. You are not disinherited. You are not behind. You are not the orphan in the field. You are a child, and there is an estate, and your father is not waiting for you to deserve it. He is waiting for you to look up and notice it has been yours all along. The desperation lived in a future I am not in. The inheritance lives here, in this presence, in this moment, where I have been the whole time. Walk forward differently now, not because the circumstances have all resolved. Some of them have not, and that is honest, but because the one walking with you is no longer a distant relative you hope might remember you in his will. He is your father, present beside you, with the storehouse already open and the portion already in motion toward your hands. The hum of desperation will try to come back. When it does, you do not have to argue with it. You only have to remember where you actually stand. You stand inside the family. You stand near the open vault. You stand on ground that has been deeded to you and cannot be repossessed. What has been kept for you cannot perish. What has been deeded to you cannot be revoked, and the one who is handing it to you does not change his mind. Amen. Let these words stay in you like something deposited, not something borrowed. Come back and hear them whenever the old emptiness tries to return, and let them do their slow work in you each time. If this reached you, share it with the person you love, who is still searching that field for crumbs. They may be closer to remembering than you know. Subscribe and follow along so the next word finds you, and like this so it travels further to someone else who needs it. You are an heir, walk like one. May the peace of your Father keep you, today and into every day still kept for you, your family. God bless you.